Hello, the internet, and welcome back to the live stream. It is Saturday, the 19th of October, 2019. Today, I will be live for 73 minutes. 73 minutes. It's lovely to have you here with me on the stream. How does everybody do? I want to say it's been a fabulous week for me on multiple platforms. Mainly the DLive, but you know what? We're not going to talk too much about DLive, except, holy crap, my hideous hair. Except to let you know that there's been massive changes over there on the DLive platform. If you are across the DLive, you'll know what I'm talking about. Big week for DLive, and I am super thrilled to be a part of that at the base level with you guys. Now, I just want to also confess right now, I am nervous. Why am I nervous streaming to YouTube? It's so silly. I'm actually nervous here. I've just done a full week of streams on DLive with zero nerves. Just come out, deliver the content. But here on YouTube, I've got a little bit more of a... I don't know what it is. I can't quite pinpoint what it is. The same setup, the same... Everything the same here. Like I'm still streaming to the same camera, the same microphone, the same everything. But I'm just a little bit more... aware of, I don't know, things, right? Like it's just this, it's YouTube, right? It's YouTube. Now I'm going to have to acknowledge the chit chat. Way back up there, Benny and I have had a long conversation. We've been the only two chatting for a little while there. I want to just read what we were chatting about because it is the topic of discussion, which we're going to get into on this stream. Benny Crawford said, good morning. I said, good morning. And he went for a surf before the stream. Lucky little bugger. I haven't been yet, and I was like, should I sneak one in beforehand? I don't have time to sneak one in beforehand. It's got to be after the stream. I asked him how the waves were. Not bad. Fun in fact, what's it like down here? Right now we have zero surf. It says on the app 1 meter, but it's not a meter. It's like 30 centimeters. So that could be the perfect day to review the Rest Tube product. Remember I showed you the Rest Tube product last week? This product that sits on the back of your waist, and when you take a wipe out, if you are under the water for too long, you pull a little doozy and up pops an inflatable yellow tube that sits there and you can basically float to the surface. Well, maybe today will be, if the sun's out, I'll make that review. If the sun's not out, I probably won't do it, but light to soon to be very north, said the winds. Okay, and we got gentle west-northwesterlies, which is beautiful offshore winds. No, okay, so Benny said the turf, this is a great topic, and it is a good topic. This is a topic I've been thinking about, not as I'm not a parent, but just the concept of should parents encourage their children to game. We'll get into it, but I've thought about this as a number of, like when I was younger in my first job situation, I was thinking first job situations for a lot of young kids these days could entail gaming. I'm just saying, it might not, but for a lot of people it might. Benny Crawford had a really good point. I want to highlight this now because I probably won't get back to it, but he said most parents are walking around staring at their phones, playing the game of life. A really cool analogy. And they're in no position to tell young folk not to learn. Gaming is a modern way of learning. Damn, spoken like a true... I just spat everywhere. Spoken like a true knowledgeable person. Right there, Benny. I appreciate that. So then we chit-chatted about this, the basis of parenting, whatnot, and we went further down. And now, to say hello to the chit-chat, DLE Crystal Gaming. Hello, DLE. Welcome on board the Gives a Minute YouTube stream. I'm going to struggle to not say the D word right here. Welcome back to the Gives a Minute. It always rolls straight off my tongue. Benny Crawford says, hello, Crystal. Michael, hello, Michael. Hello to one and all. Well, hello, Michael. How do you do? Welcome to the Gives a Minute YouTube stream. And Benny Crawford, Gonzo Blazin, Mustafa in the building, Gonzo. Well, dude, welcome to the Gives a Minute YouTube stream, Gonzo. This is nice to have you here, dude. Everybody say good day to Gonzo. Gonzo, Mustafa, gonna give props to this man. He trolled the crap out of me on DLive about 3 days ago now, Mustafa, about 3 days ago. I see you've got a new handle here in YouTube. Yeah, he came in trolling hardcore. We played the surfing clip, which we're going to play here, the super quick wave a day edits. And he came in saying things like, apologize. My English is not my first language, but what was the first thing he said? Can you attach an engine to that boat and go fishing? And I was like, boat, boat. What boat's he talking about? I was like, he said English is. He must be thinking surfboard. He must be thinking a surfboard is a boat. So I was kind of engaging him, saying, "Oh, it's a surfboard. You can't really put an engine on it." And then it went on. It went on forever. And then he said, we played the cap game, and he said, "Oh, music would be good to have out there on your small boat as well." No, he said, "Does your boat get affected by the slipstream currents, the ocean slipstream currents?" And I was like, for someone who doesn't have English as their first language, they certainly know these big words. So I was kind of thinking, this guy's trolling, but I played along with it. And then when we played some music, and he said, you could rig up like a small outdoor entertainment system and take that out on your boat and listen to music. I was like, all right, dude, you're a troll. And I nailed him. And then we deleted and muted for 5 minutes. We muted on DLive. You don't delete and mute. Delete and mute is blocking, but we muted for 5 minutes, timed out essentially. And when he came back, he said, "Look, you got me. I'm trolling," and I appreciate that, man. A little troll like that goes a long way, especially if you can acknowledge you're wrong, and you did. And now you're here on YouTube, and you didn't even. I thought if you came over here, you'd give me a little trolling exercise. I think that's critical though. If you can mess up, and you can acknowledge that you've done wrong, that makes you a better person. So there's a message there in a lot of, that message could be aimed at a bunch of people right now. If you've messed up and you can acknowledge you've messed up and then you come back, that makes you a better person. I'm just going to say that. Mustafa in the building. I'm liking this extra content. Yeah, Gonzo, this is just once a week on YouTube, and each stream gets 1 minute longer than the one before it. So today's stream, 73 minutes. Last Saturday's stream, or last Friday night for you, 72 minutes. One before that, 71. And every 10 stream, so every 10 weeks, we open a special bottle of Jack. So that's the one that's coming up next. But that's going to be another 6 weeks from now. So that's why that stays there for a long time. Every 10 streams, we open up a special bottle of Jack. Ooh, Gonzo with a message retracted? Ooh, that's not the actions of a troll. I'm off to the beach as well after the stream. Clavelli for a snorkel. Michael, hells yeah. Clavelli, man. There's even further south on Little Gordon's Bay, there's the snorkel trail if you wanted to do that. I'm sure you know of that, though. Mustafa wants to know how long the stream is. Okay, sorry, yeah. Benny Crawford answered 73 minutes today. And all of that's handled by my Stream Deck. I just press start and the stream runs. And when it gets to the end, it plays my outro piece. And I'm like, okay, we're going to wrap this up. So I know my DLive streams just kind of go on and we just talk. And it's basically till the end of the stream whenever we feel like it. But here on YouTube, I kind of like that format where it's structured content. We've got a content plot, we've got a plan to deliver content. I like that about YouTube. And that might be why I get nervous here. I don't know. Like I am still, like, if you could see my feet, they're crossed over and they're clenching each other. Like, that's when I'm nervous, my feet tell a different story. This may look placid and calm, but down there, it's a hurricane going on right now. I'm scared. I don't know why. I don't exactly know why, but I know it happens. And it happens every week. And the moment I'm about to go live, when I do the 10 minutes till the start, like see you in 10, I go into the bathroom, I try to take a slash, even though I don't need to, and I'm standing there, and I'm shaking. And it's not to, like, shake the excess pee, right? I'm shaking because I'm nervous. It's so strange. Very, very strange. Now, looking back up in the chat, Shyla Rose in the chit chat, Shyla. You know what, Gonzo? I'm going to give you a cheers here, buddy. I don't cheers often on the Gives a Minute YouTube stream, but I do cheers when someone new comes in. I think that's the first time you've been here, so that's a cheers. You know how the cheers happens on the DLive. Did I mention, folks, I've got a DLive channel, and it's going to mainnet. I put a little linky poo in the chat to my DLive channel if you want to go and have a look at it at some point in your leisure time after these 73 minutes. Back up in the chat, Rochelle Dickens, this is so right. Rochelle, yes, if you can acknowledge when you've done something wrong, I agree with you, and you've gone through something right now. Rochelle, how do you do? Good to have you here this morning. Hendrik Eber. Hendrik's in the chit chat. Hendrik, woo! No red wine yet, Hendrik, on a Saturday morning. Tim says, hello, fellow mother copulators. What? Tim Arskog, are you still awake from last night? That's pretty cool. That kind of content, that kind of language, maybe not so suitable here on YouTube, but if you wanted to swing across to my D Live, links in the chit chat. Tim, we miss you over there, dude. Although you could be there as a troll. That could have been you the other day. We had 2 trolls that were dickheads. I'm not saying it was you, I'm just saying. Benny Crawford's back saying hello, Shyla, Rachel, Kim, Tim Arscott, good morning, Hendrik. Shyla Rose, Benny Crawford, Hendrik, DLE, Gonzo, I dropped my phone and it typed some weird word and I accidentally sent it. They're the actions of a troll. Michael, aka WEI, whoop, whoop, whoop. Michael, welcome back. It's nighttime for you. Okay, cool. Grim86, aka Grim TV. This man is from the D Live all the way across there in the New Zealands. G'day, Grim! If I yell to the east, there's a potential if there's enough westerly offshore wind, it could blow that across the Tasman Sea, and Grim86 could walk out onto his dairy farm and go, I hear you, YouTube. It gives a minute. No, it would be, I can hear you, govs a minute. That's how you'd say it, wouldn't it? I can hear you, govs a minute. Nailed the accent. Not really. Good to have you here, Grim. D-Live gang up here. There's more D-Live crew than there are YouTube crew here, and I love it. Soon, that's going to be the thing. There's going to be more D-Live people here on the YouTube, not just on my channel, but across the board, because it becomes so difficult to deliver content to YouTube because of so many regulations. Like, when we get to the topic of discussion, should parents allow their children to game at a young age, or should they encourage the children to game? I would ideally like to bring up some gameplay and have a look at it, right? But I know that I'd get dinged for that. So we can't. I mean, you can say, well, it's fair use, dude. You know, you're critiquing, you're making commentary. But is it worth going through all of that? Like, my live stream's lucky if they get a couple of hundred views, right? And if it's a banging topic, maybe they get 1,000 views. But to go through that smidgen of coin that I might get and fight with YouTube to say it was fair use and this and that, is it worth it? At my level, certainly not worth it at my level. That's why I'm a little worried while I'm here. Benny Crawford, g'day Grim. Hey Grim, Michael, Hurricane, laugh my ass off, I'm done. Faffy Day in the chit chat, Faffy Day. Hey Faffy Day, are you on board with D-Live? I know you went there and said g'day, but have you been across and had a look at some streams over there and seen what's going on? I know you're a gamer. I'd strongly suggest getting on board with D-Live at this level, where the platform's just about to go mainnet, and if you were thinking about doing something, now would be the time to do it before it does go mainnet, and then you're at the base level. Just, I talk this up. I've been there since April, and I talk this thing up because it is what is needed to shake up what's here already. YouTube's just cruising. It's like here we go, metaphoric time. YouTube's like a boat, right, or a ship, and it's just cruising along. It's sitting pretty deep in the water. It's pretty comfortable. There's no real waves that are giving it any trouble, and it's just cruising along. There's a lot of passengers on there enjoying the cruise, looking out. Oh yeah, this is a good ship, good cruise, having a good time, just cruising along. On the horizon, there's a little boat just kind of popped up, right? Just popped up. It's a small boat. It's not going to make much of a difference to this boat. They could go right past each other, and this big boat, YouTube, wouldn't even really feel it, right? But the thing with horizons and boats is they get bigger as they get closer. And by the time YouTube and this other boat, which is D-Live, actually get alongside each other, this boat's going to realize, shit, that boat's bigger than I thought. Well, we better steer away from that. Better give it a bit of a berth because there's going to be a fair bit of wake off this boat that's going to give this boat some turbulence. That's the users leaving and coming across to D-Live. And so this boat, YouTube's going to go like this, really, it's going to pivot really hardcore this way. And this boat's going to turn towards this boat, and that means war. Figuratively speaking, there's no one's going to be throwing any grenades or any torpedoes or shit. But what I'm saying is, D-Live's going to turn towards YouTube. It's going to go towards it like these, like the Navy SEAL boats, and it's going to pretty much harpoon it, like spearhead it, right, until YouTube goes, "Why would that boat have come and attacked us? What were we doing wrong?" we've got to think about what we've been doing wrong. And then YouTube are going to steer back towards DLive, and eventually they're going to correlate past each other on a nice, happy playing field. Is that going to happen? Holy shitballs. That just came from out of nowhere. I did not plan that metaphoric diatribe, but there it is. It just popped out of my freaking head. In a sense, what I'm saying is the small boat's on the horizon. More crew are getting on board. Now's your chance. Get on board that boat. Otherwise, by the time you get up near this boat, this ship, there's not going to be enough life rafts to get across the two. Oh, these just keep getting better. So let me cruise back to the chit chat. Grim 86, Gonzo, I'll have a comment about the title. Okay, Gonzo, we're going to have a call in today. The call in line, I'm going to pop that in the chat right now. Oh, actually, no, I'll do it in a moment. Because when we get to the call-in, that's when you'll need to call in. So don't call in yet. Otherwise, we won't have the call-in. I have a comment about the title. Atlas walked away back in the chit-chat. Atlas, how do you do? Good to see you back here, Atlas. Nice to have you. Ben Wilson, g'day from the shipboat. Ovation of the Seas. Last day today, arrive in Sydney tomorrow. Well, there you go, Ben. Have you seen any small boats on the horizons as you've been out there? Any yellow boats with like black artwork? Did not pick this, did not plan this, just kind of came out. I tell you what, when I'm nervous, I seem to be able to formulate a ridiculous metaphoric tie-in. I've done it before and I didn't think I'd do it today, but it came out. You should see my feet. I'm digging holes here in the ground. Tim says, Ben Wilson, hey man, loving your posts. Rochelle Dickens, that was crazy with the trolls. We had some troll action on DLive. Holy moly. I still think one of them might have been someone that I know. I still think that because they used a personal dig at me. Might have slipped up there, Trollski. Troll ski. Hey, Ben, what a cruise you had. Welcome back to reality in the morning. Hope you've already booked another one, Charlotte Rose. The only way to live down a cruise is to book another one. I did enjoy my time there with Danny Black on that cruise, but you know what? Can't really talk about that anymore. Friendship's over. That's finished, and that was just a distant memory. Blackout, if you like. One of them calls me a name, gives Rochelle, you got called names? I got called all kinds of shit on that stream, on my stream. But we gave them the time. We gave them that, I think I gave them 7 minutes to let it all out, to have it on. Have it on me, give it to me. I gave it to them, right? And then we just delete and mute and walk away. And that's the beauty of it. See, I always think that you get a chance. On the Gives a Minute anything, the Gives a Minute YouTube, the Gives a Minute DLive, the Gives a Minute real freaking life, you get a chance. But if you mess up, you are gone. And that is an example, that stream, and that is an example this week. Gone. Terrible accent. It was a pretty terrible accent. Pretty terrible. There was nothing intended there either, Grim. I just wanted to have a bit of a giggle. Benny Crawford, hi Atlas, Ben, Tater. Tater's in the chat. Scallop, Taters.
It's too tight for steak.
Taters.
Steak?
Taters with a donation. Super chat, $10 Taters. I was just going to say, welcome to the Gives a Minute YouTube stream, and thank you for the donation. Nice to have you on board, man. Another DLiver coming across. Love it. Hendrik, I muted someone the other day while their phone was in my pocket. I still feel bad about it. Yeah, Hendrik, that was pretty funny. Hendrik, I'm just going to say you were doing a poo at the time, so you get a huge amount of leeway for pooing whilst consuming the stream. I'm just saying, the muting of someone inadvertently whilst pooing, that gets a pass in my book. Just saying, you can do that anytime you want. And we've got to know about it though. That's the thing. We got to know about it. Faffy Day says he's finally here on the right account. Okay, you've been using a separate account? Faffy Day, you've been trolling me as well, Faffy Day. I know who you are. Gonzo Blazin, I don't think everyone is fit to be gamers, but the few kids who want to game should be. Yeah, okay. I want to ask that question in a little while on the stream, Gonzo. Parents should let their kids be gamers because that's where gaming is going. I want to kind of tie the gaming thing into content creation, because gaming alone, just kids playing games in their room, arguably isn't really going to achieve anything unless they're competing in tournaments. But if they're creating content, aka live streaming their gameplay and therefore interacting with an audience, well, that's teaching them a whole bunch of different things aside from just the dexterity of the gameplay. But we'll dig into that. We'll dig into that. Taters is here too. Yeah, Faffy Day. Haven't seen a live scene, but I gave you a follow. Oh, okay. Well, Faffy Day, thanks for swinging over to the D Live and doing that. You would like it over there, I think. Michael says, I don't encourage gaming to kids. Okay, cool. The chat just jumped up here. Sorry, folks. It's a sad day, Tim. Last day on board. No cruise locked in. Inshallah, have a deposit is paid for another one. Okay. Maybe I'll start a channel, Faffy Day. Highly encourage you to do that. David, first time I've caught this live. David, thank you for swinging by the Gives a Minute YouTube stream. You're always welcome here, buddy. Nice to have you here. Thank you. First time you've been here too, in the live sense. I hope whichever cruise you choose turns out brilliant. By the way, after this Danny Black crap, I'm still gonna promote him. If you want to book a good cruise, a fun cruise, book one that he's performing on, because you're gonna get a good show not every night, but every night Danny's performing, you're gonna get a good show. So you might say, well, why are you supporting this guy when he treated you like that? Well, I don't have anything against Danny. I think what he's done is dubious, but that's aside from the point. You want to have a good cruise, go and make sure that he's the entertainment. You know that, Ben, and everybody knows that. Go back and watch my videos and see what he does on the cruise lines. Great stuff. What's wrong with the grenades? Atlas walked away. Game Nitroflex. Hello, Game Nitroflex. Welcome to the Gives a Minute YouTube stream. Nice to have you here. We're going to talk about gaming a little while in the content. This stream's going to go for 73 minutes. Currently, we're at 22 minutes. We're going to go through a little bit of maybe over halfway until we start the content, but it's nice to have you here. The idea of this is to talk with the givers once a week. We can have a discourse back and forward. That's why I'm very particular with the chat. You guys spend all week consuming my content. This is the time when we can actually physically talk together and on the chat, the actual voice chat. So that's why I'm paying a lot of time to the chat here. Hi, Tim. Charlotte Rose. Hi, Paula. All the D-Livers in the house. Yeah. Faffy Day creating it right now. Okay, cool. Hendrik Eber. Guten Morgen. Game Nitro. How you doing, Rose? Grim TV. Grim TV says, YouTube and D-Live are aimed at different audiences, though, sort of. Some people prefer to watch videos other than live streams. Yeah, and I think that it's going to slightly change too, because I know that when you become a partner on D-Live, you can upload videos. So they do have that facility. It's definitely in its infancy, but there is that scope for uploaded content, aka vlogs, right? Or reviews or tech Tuesday stuff, that kind of thing. That's coming. Whether they harness that and push it further, who knows? With this Theta announcement, that's going to decentralize all the storage. There's going to be more places to store stuff. Who knows? It's very exciting, though. It's very freaking exciting. We're here at the base level, folks. I'm loving it. Grim says, I know people who still stream on YouTube, but D-Live is just for streaming. Yeah, see, and this is never going to go away. Like, YouTube's always going to be here for me. Gives a Minute's always going to be on YouTube. I want to make that clear. I'm never foregoing one for the other. But what I'm saying is that there is definitely a huge slice of the pie being cut, and it's gone to D-Live, and people are seeing it. We've seen Mark Ensby do his big flip from this is rad to this is crap. I've even seen the other day this is okay. This is why D-Live's good. So people are liking it. Maybe it takes a while for people to get there, right? It's definitely taken a while for Mark Ensby to get there. By the way, he unfriended me as well, so there's that. Faffy Day, what are Lino points? Well, Faffy Day, don't really want to get into that right now. And by the way, Lino points are going away, so don't worry yourself too much about a Lino point. Worry yourself about Lino Crypto and Lemon. Don't worry about the Lino point, because after the 25th, the Lino point is gone. Don't even worry about that. But we can talk about that on D-Live. Right now, we're not here to dig that deep into the platform, but just know that the Lino point is on the way out. The Lino Crypto is on the way in, and the Lemon is replacing the Lino point. So too much to get into right now. Damn, I missed some drama. You definitely did, Paula. We've had a week of drama skis. Whoop whoop taters, Game of Freya. Okay, Grim TV. I was there, but I didn't comment. You gave them too long. I would have just straight up ignored them. Oh, these are the trolls. Grim says, yeah, yeah. I can see that. I can see that. And you're not the first to say that. People have said to me, you give trolls too much. But then again, they're giving me. This is what I always say. It's a two-way street. So they're giving me their time to create the content, right? That's their content. They're giving it to me. So all I can do is give them back the time to have that. That's why it's a two-way street. Now, it's definitely going to be a finite time frame when they're being dickheads like they were, but I'm going to give them that time to realize that, you know what, if I've got two laptops with, because I think it was the same dude personally. I think he had two laptops with two accounts, and he's flying off one off the other to try to like get it so it looks like a conversation with two haters, right? But it's just him doing the same thing. And I think, well, if you're going to spend all that time doing it, I'll give you a little bit of time to play with it, but then I'm going to cut you off. But I do take that on board. Ashton, hey everyone, it's Nah from DLive. Ashton, welcome to the Gives a Minute YouTube stream. Good to have you here, man. That's Narmosh Thrash, folks, in the chat from DLive. Gaming, I was watching Traveling Tyler last night and Shrippy, and said to Traveling Tyler that he can't watch your streams anymore. Shrippy was one of the trolls. So I think him and what was the other handle? Something offensive. What was it? Pray Israel salute or something. Pray something like Israel pray or something. I reckon it was the same dude, but I don't know. I don't care. They were giving me the views and the content, right? My stream gets more bonus rewards the more people comment. The more they post stickers, the more I receive. That's the comical factor here. Two computers, you're just paying me by doing that. All that shit's just getting more content to me. Fine, go for it. I love it. Oh, that's why I gave them the 7 minutes or whatever I gave them. Hi, not much trash. Getting ready for work. I'll watch as long as I can. No worries, taters. I understand, dude. I understand. I love having you here ever so briefly. You're welcome here. Thank you, man. Hendrik, you know about it. You know about the toilet. Yep. Hendrik needed a bog roll. That's right. Legend has it Hendrik are still on toilet waiting for someone to bring him toilet paper. Classic. Hit like, folks. Well, thanks for that, Atlas. Appreciate the likes. It's Friday. Ben Wilson, gotta go. Next exciting thing to happen on the ship is about to start. Catch you later on. We'll have fun, Ben, and enjoy whatever that is. It's Saturday for us in Australia and New Zealand. New Zealand, where Grim is earliest than anybody. New Zealand is almost the dateline, right? Further east is the freaking dateline. New Zealand gets everything first. Whatever day it is here for me, it's already happened for New Zealand, and then further around you go, right? Love it. Gonzo says, I recommend gaming only because I've made $200 earnings from Fortnite. That's pretty rad. And how long have you been doing that for, Gonzo? Have a great last day on board, Ben. Ashton, for you, Grim, Friday here and I just got off work. I'll add that last word to you. It's Friday here and I just got off work. Well, you might not have, but I'm just saying, if it just got off, well, you can get off. It's Friday. Go for it. Get off. Tiger. Hi, sorry, folks. Haven't been here for a while. Tig, how you going, man? Good to see you back. Tim Arskog, everyone saying hi. Okay, game. What don't you like about Danny Black? Are you still mates? I've got nothing against Danny Black. He unfriended me. Danny Black did not like the fact that I said to him, "You need to aim higher." That's the crux of it. He said to me, when I said that you create these beautiful intro pieces and then you let your content down. This is only the live streams. You let that content down when you give like a 12 out of 10 intro, and then the rest of the content's like a 4 out of 10. And worse, that he pitches it that way. He says to his audience, this is just how I'm not making this professional. I don't care about, this is just me and mates having a chat. So don't think anything more of this content. It's just, this is what it is. But then it's confusing because the intro is really, really slick with a beautiful 3-dimensional rotating title screen and whatnot. And it's like, oh, this is going to be a sick stream. And then it comes on and it's like, and he tells you this is going to be rubbish. And I'm like, dude, just aim. And the only reason I said that is because he used to do it on CreatorCast. And I was always saying we should be upping go back and look at the history. I said we should up the quality, present a quality stream that people are going to want to come back to. Don't tell people this is going to be lousy. You're putting the feeling and the vibe into their mind. This is always going to be lousy. This is only what we're going to get from Danny. Lousy content. Don't pitch that. You should you're here. You should pitch up here. So that way, if you don't reach it, you'll fall somewhere up there. But if you here and you pitch down here, you're only ever going to fall lower than what you already are. Pitch higher. But he didn't like it, and he sent me a message. The thing that stopped it for me was when you told me my content was shit. I never said his content was shit. He said, I need to discover that myself. Well, hang on a sec. That's what friends are for. That's what critique is for. To let you know when you're doing something that might not be working. But then again, if he can't handle that from a friend, then, I don't want that as a friend. Ashton says, as long as DLive doesn't censor, then I'm all for it. Yeah, we're going to have to see what happens with that. There's going to be changes coming, I'm sure about it. Taters said, I saw the Israel dude in another stream too last night. Well, that's interesting, Taters. That would mean that he is not who I thought he was, because that, if it was Israel Ski, if it was my friend Ski, he wouldn't go to other streams and do that shit. So obviously it's not who I think it is, which is good. Good to know. I didn't think it... I 90% thought it might have been Israel Ski, but then I'm glad to hear it's not. He came at the end. Game Nitrous, first time I'm in your stream. Cool. I'm waiting for you to go fishing, Tiger. I'm not going to go fishing. That's not the content that I'm going to be delivering, I'm afraid. I'm going to bring the chat up on screen here so that you guys can follow along. Game Nitro says, I subscribe to you. Well, thank you, Game. Do you mean here on YouTube or on DLive? Where are you subscribing? At this point, we're on YouTube, but if you have subscribed on DLive, thank you so much for that. I do appreciate you doing that. That's the chat. That's the conversation we've had so far. And I just want to say thank you so much, everybody who's come across here from DLive into this YouTube stream and commented, because this interaction, the same as it is on DLive, this is what I want. This is what we're going to build here. This is the content. Now I need to move further away from familiarity, if you like. Like I want to bring this to the bigger platform, to the global platform, and to have people come across. Oh, Game says on YouTube. Okay, cool. I didn't see the notification. That's strange. I want to bring this across from the DLive, and I want to bring YouTube bigger, and I want to make DLive. I want to make all the Gives a Minute content bigger, and by having you new crew in here, I appreciate that. That's growing this. Hendrik says, I think you might need whippersnipper motor and a sound system on your surfboard. Yeah, you were there. You saw it, Hendrik. That was pretty funny. Very funny. Speaking of surfing, folks, I did have, well, the trolls were saying, you didn't get your head in it, dude. You didn't put your head in the barrel, you big wanker. I don't know. I felt good on this wave. Have a look at my super quick wave a day edit from yesterday. Welcome back to the super quick wave a day edit. Wow, I'm a little cold. My fingers are a bit numb. My feet are a bit numb. But I think I got my head into a little barrel on the wave today. Now, it really psyched me out, pumped me up. But I don't want to be the judge. How about you decide? tap all the energy from elsewhere. Like, I've had a lot of trouble with my fitness in the last 4 days. Just trying to paddle for waves. All of the energy is being used to heal this. And I've noticed it. Now quit your whining. Get back to surfing. The ocean said go left on that one. And so I did.
Can't see the horizon line. Can't find distance over time. Bugs on my radar screen.
Did I just tuck my head into a barrel? I think I did. I felt the water. Oh, I'm psyched. I want another one. I have to watch the replay later on. Wow.
Sailing to the tranquil sea. Disengage the centrifuge. I'll be there soon.
I think as the tides come in, that little right section I've been taking has kind of gone less and less, but I think if there's a large enough wave, it'll kind of still work. That's pretty funny. I went down forwards over the front of my board like a kook. So what do you say? Did I get my head into a barrel? I mean, it felt like it. Hey boy. I mean, it stoked me at no end. Come on boy, here. Look at this guy. Ah, what a nice dog. I mean, yeah, I was super pumped. I was super psyched. Now look, while I sit down and try to unpsych myself, you guys can go back to the live stream. Yeah, I definitely have that vibe, but I don't know. I mean, there's no real explanation for it, is there? It's just gonna be a case of sort of working it out and letting, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could talk about that, but doesn't make any difference. And there's no point bringing that up. Or when we come back from the surfing, we'll talk. Maybe we'll. Oh shit, we're back. Crap. Sorry, folks. I got a little carried away there, just thinking about some content that had happened this week. But we're back here, and well, looking in the chat. So Ashton asked who disliked. Yeah, well, if you dislike, fine. That's all interaction. I just got to say on that dislike thing, I got accused of disliking the AVA content or the X-Year content from Danny Black, and I'm just going to put this out there again and again. It's not me that dislikes, and when I say it's not me with any of my channels that I have, like the Gives a Minute D-Live Archive, Creatorcast, White Star ASMR, what are my other channels? Any of the channels I've got, it's not me doing it, but I got accused of it. Like, to be honest, I don't watch the content, and the decision was made. I actually put this out to D-Live just, was it last night or 2 nights ago? But I'd already made the decision in my mind when Danny ended the friendship with me. I was like, well, okay. Ironically, I'd already resubscribed to everything at that point because I thought Last I spoke to Danny, he was like, well, looks like Jay might come back and we might do Creator Cast again. I was like, well, that's cool. And then almost like the flick of a switch, everything went the other way. And I had a conversation with Jay and definitely not coming back to Creator Cast. So the beer channel, that was it. It's my friend's Facebook thing. Scenic Beers. Man, he's smashing it on Facebook just with the photo thing. And he said, yeah, you do the YouTube. But anyway, it's not me doing that. That's what I'm saying. But I get accused of it. Like, I think me watching the content is a view. That's the interaction that I'm not doing any more interaction like commenting or up and down liking, not giving any more interaction to the algorithm, just the view. And if I could do it without the view, if I could consume the content without the view, I'd probably do that as well. Counted with a thumbs up. Thank you, Paula. Thank you for the thumbs up. Atlas says, I heard sharks hang out at the crossover between warm and cold water. The thing that they do, they do that, but they're only doing that to chase whatever fish are in that crossover. Sharks don't do anything except hunt and sleep. And even when they're sleeping, they're not sleeping, they're cruising along. So there's that. Pretty scary. What beach did you go to? This is Culburra Beach here, just out the window here. Do you think Danny Black is subscribed to you? Funnily enough, I did see a notification from him. It was about 2 weeks ago. You got these new notification areas in YouTube, and it said, where is Danny Black, recent subscriber to the channel? It's like, okay, cool. And I had resubscribed to him, but then since this blew out, I've unsubbed in everybody, and I'm going back with just my regular. I subbed to Ben Gravy, Philip DeFranco, H3H3 podcast, Drama Alert. It's only a handful. Mac Break Weekly from all of my nerdy Mac news. Jamie O'Brien for surfing, along with Ben Gravy for surfing. I've only got about 7 or 8 channels I sub to. Yeah, there you go. Wasn't there a bit? Yeah, okay, great surf. The 7S is going really well. Benny, thank you very much, Benny. It really is going well. Feeling very comfortable on that. And today's surf could be lousy, could be good, but either way, I'm going out there after the stream. But the content, folks, the content. So the comment came from, let me show you the comment came here from Lime R. Now, Lime R is a giver here on YouTube, but English is not his or hers first language. It's not their handle. I'm going to call them handle. It's not handle's first language. I have an idea for a discussing theme. Should bring your children into games. And I specified, thanks Lime, do you mean for a live stream topic discussion, or as in should you let your children play video games? Yes, sir. So that's where this was born. This came from a giver, so that's why I wanted to do this. Atlas asked, how's the terrible triad injury coming along? Still holding up all right? Funny you should mention that. It's the same arm that I did cop the blow to throughout the week. I copped a pretty heavy wipeout this week, and the bruising, it's kind of... this shirt's too tight to get up there. The bruising has kind of subsided a little, but it is the same elbow with the terrible triad injury, and the terrible triad is fine, but I just still can't get my arm exactly straight. But there's the nature of the bruising. So the impact was here. The fin, I took a hefty wipeout, and the fin charged me in there, and it all puffed up there. But then throughout the rest of the week, it's all stretched up here. It's a little tender, but not too bad. So thanks for asking, Atlas. Thank you. And the terrible triad, yes, fine. Mindy, hi everyone. Sorry I'm late. No worries, Mindy. You're always welcome here. No problem about being late. So if you do want to call in, folks, I have just popped the chat link. This is the Discord voice chat link. It's in the chat right now. Game asks, does sharks scare you going into the ocean? Absolutely. I'm freaked about sharks. And we've got sharks in Australia. We got a lot of sharks. Gravity is pulling the hematoma down. Now, can you repeat that in English? Did you see that? Mindy's a nurse. Did you see what you said? Wow. Gravity is pulling the hematoma down. That sounds like a death metal band. Coming up next on Grasspop Main Stage, Gravity is pulling the hematoma down with their album Pointy Logo Band. Love it. So that link in the chit chat will get you into the Discord. Now I am going to open the Discordation. This is for you to join me in the discussion. The discussion being, should parents promote their children into gaming? Now I am in the Discord, when you get in the Discord, you will see a voice channel called Gives a Minute YouTube call-in line. I am in there right now. If you do come in, you'll be online talking. So if you do that, please make sure you have the stream in headphones. Do not have the stream playing and talking at the same time, because we'll get an awful echoing repeat situation. So either have the stream in Kansas or have it muted and just hear my sultry tones. But I'll start the topic of conversation by saying there's two formats here that we're looking at gaming. We're talking about people either just wasting, well, arguably not wasting their time, but just playing games for the sake of the gameplay, right? So you finished your homework, it's 7 p.m., you've had dinner, you've done the dishes, and all the daily chores are done. For the next 2 hours before bedtime, I'm going to play Fortcraft. World of Night Mines. I don't know the games. I'm just being stupid, but you know what I'm saying. I'm going to play a game to unwind, and I don't care about any kind of like making a name for myself, creating a platform, creating a community around. This is just gaming, right? Just for the shits and giggles of the game. Now that's the one element of it. The other element is kids trying to be the next PewDiePie, right? So they're doing that, but they're building a community around that gameplay. Now, in my mind, those two are very different things. On the one hand, any parent should not be saying to their kid, you cannot take your own time and do your in your downtime. I don't want you playing games. I'd rather you play handball outside, or I'd rather you go and dig for worms, or try to go, what is it called, gold hunting on the beach. Whatever the child's into. Now it's going to be influenced by the peers, right? The crew at school and their friends, right? So in my childhood, oh, here we have someone in the chit chat. We have someone in the voice line. No, we do not. I see them come in, but I didn't see a microphone. That's cool. So in my childhood, the gaming thing wasn't that large, but we did play a few games. We played Zelda, that kind of thing. I see Luke the Best in the chit chat, but he has no microphone and no headphone. So Luke the Best, if you do want to chit chat, you are going to need to have a microphone and you need to have your microphone switched on. And I can see that you're there, but with no microphone, that's not helping the situation at all. And neither is my pull-in here. I'm going to just open this up. Sorry about this, folks. I'm just doing this live. So when I was a child, the idea was that we would go out skateboarding and maybe we would play a few computer games in our downtime. But then again, the games were so sort of sketchy and so... they weren't really fun, right? The graphics were bad, the gameplay was terrible, but things have changed right now. And the thing is, the games are massive, they're playable, they're interchangeable, it's beautiful. I think that kids, if they choose to do that, they should be encouraged to do that, if that's what they want to do. So, looking to the other aspect, let me just read the chit chat. Drink tomato juice, that will help reduce the visible bruises. David, thank you very much for that. I'm not really fussed about the bruising. I think like as long as it's just like I said, it's not really hurting. Like it's tender. It's tender, but it's not really hurting. I don't mind that. Atlas says, glad the original injury is still good. That one heck of a bruise. Remember, high absorption, protein, healthy fat, and vitamin C helps tissue injury. Thanks, Atlas. Cheers. And I just joined the Discord. Game Nitrous, I'm just checking you out in the Discord. I see Luke the Best, but I don't see, you have no microphone and no headset. So that's why we can't hear you, but I can see you're in there. You need to have a microphone. That's probably critical. Microphone and mute the stream. So the other gaming situation is when someone's trying to create a community based around their gameplay, aka what PewDiePie does. Will Kenyon in the chit chat. Hello, Will. Welcome to the Gives a Minute YouTube stream. How do you do, Will? Good to have you here, man. In my mind, that is a totally separate venture, and this is where parents probably should actively promote that and see that the child does the right thing to create a good community. Now, the reason I say that is because there is money to be earned. Now I hear another Discord notification. Now that's just left the server. So when kids need pocket money, right? Like go and mow the lawns in the neighborhood, go and do this and go and... my first job was working at a garage. For you Americans, I was pumping gas. That was the job, but we don't call it that. I was a driveway attendant. That was my role. Now, that earned me $7.50 an hour, which was arguably criminal back then. And I have a story about that. I told my boss, I've been told that I should be getting at least $10 an hour here. And he said, you know what? If you don't like it, I got 100 other kids that'll do this, so you can leave. So I stayed. But I stole so many things from that store. We had access to stocking the shelves, right? Restocking all the chips and all the Coke. And I was taking 6 packs of Coke, big bags of chips. I was like, you know what? If they're not going to pay me the correct, I'm going to make up for it in Cheezels and Cheetos and Minties. And me and my friend Grasler both worked there. And let's just say we made up for it. Not encouraging stealing, but if you're going to rob someone blind in a job and not pay an award wage, then you're going to cop that, aren't you? Some gamer communities are just cults of personality. Atlas walked away. Did I get kicked from Discord? No, game. I don't kick anybody from Discord. You left, but I've never seen you with a microphone or a headset in that call-in. That's a voice channel, so you do need a microphone. And I saw you without both of those things. I didn't kick you though. It just happened. Problem is, kids play too many games too often and don't go outside. Now, Mindy is a parent, so Mindy, you can comment there for sure. So, when PewDiePie began, it wasn't so important to have a community, but he was doing it almost like first round, if you like base level of this thing, right? So his community kind of grew around him, regardless of whether he wanted that. I would argue anyway, that PewDiePie is a rubbish streamer. Now, I've watched a lot of his content on DLive. Did I mention I've got a DLive channel? It's in the chit chat right now if you haven't been across there. I watched a lot of DLive, PewDiePie on DLive, and I thought his content delivery was crap. Absolutely garbage content. Adrian Banks in the chit chat. How you going, Adrian? Welcome to the YouTube stream, the Gives a Minute YouTube stream. How do you do? The reason I thought his content was crap was because mainly, and you might argue, well, this is what happens when you play games. You can't physically look, like he didn't look into his camera at all. In fact, he was looking at the gameplay the whole time. Never once did he go through and say, oh, I'm gonna pause the game and have a chat with you guys. It was all about the game. Nothing about community. Nothing, like he was getting ninja freaking guineas dropped on him and he didn't even acknowledge it. Now, when I get a ninja guinea, I'm at the furthest back of my room with my glass because I give everybody a cheers, right, when they make a donation, except for the lemon, which is a bit, happens, lemon's too obviously repeated, but a diamond and an ice cream and a ninja guinea. I've never had a ninja, but if it's a ninja guinea, I'm all the way back there running forward to give a cheers to make something of it. Now, PewDiePie was getting ninja guineas flung at him, didn't say anything. So if you're a parent and your child wants to game for the community for a potential earning, a job, my advice, and this is coming from a non-parent, so I have the benefit of not having put this into practice. So you might say, well, then you've got no right to speak on it. And yes, arguably that's true, but I can see the scenario from a distance, right? I can look at it from afar and say, this is what I see. Might not be 100% accurate, might not have any proof to it, might not have any real life example, but what I see is if a child can make a community around their gameplay, then that would be the equivalent of their first pumping gas driveway job, right? That would be what I was doing as a 16-year-old while skateboarding outside of school hours. Then I'd be working at the garage. They'd be streaming outside of their skateboarding or whatever they're doing. Now, Mindy did bring a good point up. Kids spend too much time doing it. Are you saying they're spending too much time gameplay, or are they spending too much time building a community? Because I don't think there can be too much time spent building a community. Now, I did hear a Discord notification. Mindy's in the chit chat. I see she's got a headset but no She'd like to have a chit chat. She's just obviously going to get her microphone together. Now, I did have a little notification set up here, which isn't seem to be working. So that's great. Thanks, Discord. That should be working, but it's not. We'll keep out of there. Benny says, if you get a Ninjet, you should run from the backyard. Do you know what? I've dug myself into a hole, Benny, with the Ninjet because I physically can't go any further back than what I've gone there. So if a Ninjet does come, do I take my camera off and walk outside? I mean, I don't have the facility to do that. I mean, I will. Like, look, let me be honest. If I get a Ninjet on the stream, I will do something huge for it. If it means rolling a clip and lifting my camera off its mount and going outside with it, I'll do that. But it hasn't happened yet. But so I'm looking at Mindy in the voice chat. She still hasn't got a microphone for some reason. I've not done anything here to Mindy. Mindy's come in here before and chatted. I've not muted her. Mindy, I don't know. No star jumps. Benny Crawford. I did a star jump when I got a Ninjagini, and I smashed my light fitting and copped a nasty cut to my thumb. Now I hear another notification. Mindy left. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't done anything there, Mindy, but this is the Gives a Minute YouTube calling line, which you were in, but it said you didn't have a microphone, so I can't help you with that at this point. If you're my favorite streamer, so your streams so far makes my heart smile. Game, that's a lovely comment, Game. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And here we have a notification. Mindy still says no microphone. Now I'm not doing that, am I? I just click on Mindy's handle and it says. I'll show you guys what I see. Oh no, I can't do that so easily on the Wirecast platform. Mindy, no, still got no microphone. Very strange, Mindy. I don't understand that. I know you've been in here before, and I know that you can. She's left again. Very strange. I don't understand that. Hendrik says, I saw your daily vlog that you still don't have a lampshade. Yeah, I haven't bothered replacing it. It's just out of frame right now. I haven't bothered replacing it. I kind of don't want to smash it again. So what I was saying is, if a child spends arguably too much time building a community, what's the end result there? They're going to have a huge community of people around them growing and getting larger and larger and larger and larger. And I hear another notification. Mindy, it still says no microphone. I'm not sure what I mean, I'm there with a microphone. I'm chatting. I'll just make sure there's not a server setting that I've done somehow. If I go to voice and video, I testing my that's my mic. So my mic's on. Input is element 46. Output is element 46. Yeah, Mindy, you're not there with a microphone. And I see the little notification. It's got a microphone with a cross through it. So I see you, but you have no microphone. So can't really help you. Do you have abs? ABSS, as in abs in my stomach? Well, yeah, they're there. Is that what you meant? ABSS? Could be a Discord glitch. Should I try? Yeah, Hendrik, please do. You've always been no problem. Yeah, please do. I need to sort that microphone thing out, Ben. On the headphone I brought don't work with my PC. Oh, no worries, Benny. Do I have abs? I've got abs underneath. Oh, shit. I just stood on my cable. I've got abs underneath here. You really want to see that? What did you want to see that shit for? I got abs underneath a layer of, well, arguably a layer of fat. I've got 16% body fat. Hendrik, I see you in the chit chat now with a microphone and everything. How you going, buddy?
Good. How are you?
I'm very well, man. So this is good to know that it's not my end. It's definitely on someone else's end when there's no microphones showing up. Yours is clear as a day. Nice of you to call in. What are your thoughts on this topic, buddy?
Okay, as far as I'm concerned, kids should be allowed to game quite clearly. I mean, like, it's not 1970.
Okay, cool. Yeah, okay.
At the same time, like, within limits. So, I mean, I wouldn't let them game all day, obviously.
Yeah. Now, Hendrik, for our audience, I know this, but for our audience, do you have children?
I don't, but I've raised some children that did not belong to me, so yeah.
Okay, so you've parented then?
Exactly.
Yeah. And were those children interested in gaming at all, or were they not interested in that?
The little boy was, very much so. So he was like consistently on the computer playing games,
Okay.
non-stop.
So the first type of gaming, or were they forming a community just gaming, or?
It was just gaming, so like I mean, like like it was like streaming or anything like didn't exist back then. So and online gaming was just starting out, but like it wasn't really a thing yet.
Okay, fair enough. I recall, now I might have got this wrong, but I recall World of Warcraft was a big online game which, whilst it wasn't technically, well, it was streaming content to the internet, but it wasn't like a talking head playing a game. It was more interacting live with another player throughout this universe, right? Are you familiar with that game at all?
I've never played it.
Okay.
So I really don't know what it's about. So like World of Warcraft is pretty well after like I split up with that woman, and I mean that was 2008.
Okay.
So anything since 2008, like I really wouldn't have much of a clue on.
Right. Okay. I just remember same situation. I was with an ex-partner, and she was sort of building. Oddly enough, I think she even called it a community, building a community in this world, and the things that, now this might still exist right now, I don't know how the games are played these days, but she was actually physically buying things using the in-app currency, but then they were trading those things for real money in the game. And I was like, wow, you can. So she'd say, I can spend 2 hours playing this tonight and earn real money from collecting things and selling them. I was like, shit, well, that's rad. We don't have to do so many photo shoots then.
Yeah. I do recall there was like a thing. I can't remember the name of it. Second Life. Yeah, of course, Second Life.
Yes.
It was like a kind of like a 3D world, but it wasn't really a game.
Yeah, I've heard this. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had a quick look at it, and I thought it was like pretty weird.
Right.
But like my ex's ex, whom actually is a good friend of mine, believe it or not.
Okay.
He was right into it, and he met his new woman through there.
Oh wow. I've heard that game. There was actually there was sex scenes in there, right? You could interact the sex scene throughout the game. I remember hearing about that.
You could do that, yeah. And like he was like a bit kinky, and like she was a bit kinky, like the woman he found.
There was one point there when I was thinking about joining gaming, and it was at that point when I heard about that, and I don't know what happened. I never really did it, but I remember reading, or I think it was my ex-partner telling me about that.
Yeah. Like I mean, I had a look at it once. And like once I realised that you had to spend money to buy costumes and stuff like that,
just in-app purchases.
I wasn't keen.
Right.
Yeah.
In the chat, Mindy says, not sure why her mic wasn't working. DL Crystal Gaming says a lot of people play Minecraft still. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that in a second. Gamer says, do you know Mr. Efrashan? He streams on Twitch Fortnite. I don't watch Twitch at all. I've never touched Twitch. Mindy has a really good point though. She says, I think what's important is that kids buy their own gaming systems. So much is handed to the kids on a silver platter that won't help them in the future. I kind of agree. If your kid wants to stream gameplay, then they've got to earn the money to buy the gaming computer, to buy the microphone, the light, the camera, and then it's like, well, you need to build this from scratch. Now we'll give you pocket money if you do X amount of chores per week, and then you can purchase the computer, and then I agree with that, Mindy. I think that's a really smart way to instill in your kids that you don't just get handed things, right? You have to work for them. And that includes the gear and the community. You don't just get a community given to you. You've got to build that community. You've got to work hard for it. And that's why I keep saying anybody that wants to stream, get on DLive at the base level when the communities are forming. That's another story.
I wouldn't agree like totally with that.
Okay.
I think like a PlayStation is like pretty much what a VCR used to be. So something that sits under under the family TV. So I think it's just.
Yeah, but I would say perhaps Mindy was saying if the child wants their own system, like that VCR was family use, right? So you'd have to fight with your sister to watch. I want to watch the replay of Wide World of Sports basketball, and she wants to watch the replay of or the taped version of Beverly Hills 90210. That's when the fight started.
Exactly. So, like, I mean, like that's what it was like with us. You know, like back in the day, like we had a PS3 under the TV, and like, you know, the kids were fighting over it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But you know, I mean, that's part and parcel. You know, like, I mean, and like, I totally agree though. Like, I mean, like, you know, if like young Andrew wants a game, go and buy it yourself.
Yep, yep. And the
know?
games aren't cheap that the kids want nowadays. Well, that's probably a good thing, Charlotte Rose says. The games not being cheap would make it more of a, you know, a bigger buy-in, so the kid has to actually value what it is. Like, I recall buying my first or my only ever audio mixer. So I was making videos, dubbing of skate videos, right? Dubbing one VCR to the next VCR, and we were putting music over it, but I never could work out how we could get the sound of the skateboarding and the sound of the music together. And I did a bit of research through Dick Smith Electronics, and I had to buy an audio fader. It was a little hardware piece that went between the two VCRs, and that was $125. And at $7.50 an hour, and I only work 3 hours a week kind of thing at doing the driveway thing, that was a very, very valuable piece of tech, but it was important for what I wanted to do. So I think once kids realize that this is going to cost a fair bit, then the controller's going to cost more. They'll realize that this is dedication you're going to have to put into this. What do you say to that, Hendrik?
Funny you should mention that, because I did the same thing. So like I used to like basically record from the camcorder to the VCR.
Yes.
And but like, I mean, I made up my own cable.
Ooh, you
So
split a
that,
cable
like,
up.
I split up the cables so that like I had like, you know, I got sound coming from a tape recorder.
MacGyver style. That's pretty rad. What about, so you'd mix the volumes on the tape recorder. Yeah, that, you know what? That would have been, that's a strange thing to have not have thought of myself. Like I was plugging in different cables and stereo wires and stuff. I should have thought I could split them out. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Where were you back in the early 90s, Hendrik, when I was kicking around with skate videos?
I was up in Brisbane lighting fires and making videos.
Oh, shit. Okay. Hey, folks, on this topic of gaming, this plays into this because I've said for a number of months here that I am going to be doing gaming both here on YouTube and consequently on DLive. But I'm waiting for the Google Stadia to arrive in Australia. Now, Hendrik, it's really rad that you're online because you did give me new information this week that Stadia in Australia has no solid release date because of... you let them know, Hendrik. I always talk about this. You let everybody know why.
Okay, so like there's no release date because the internet is so sketchy here in Australia. So Google had like a big hardware announcement, which surely everybody has heard about by now.
Yep.
Like Pixel 4 and everything like that. And when they like had the big like keynote event, they like touched on Stadia. So that's being released in the US on November 19.
Mm-hmm. Oddly enough, as you speak about the sketchy internet, your bit rate's jittering, but that's the sketchy internet. Not here.
Actually,
yeah.
You're sounding jittery yourself. I reckon I might pop out and jump back in because I need to like change a setting.
Do you know what, Hendrik? There's only a few minutes left on the stream, so if you wanted to do that, you probably won't come back in time. Just saying. But
okay, cool.
We can deal with this right now, but keep.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, give us the spiel. So November 19th is US release of Stadia, and no solid date for Australia because of our internet infrastructure. And I've said this multiple times, but we just don't care in Australia. The people don't care. The government doesn't care. We just don't care for the future. We knew this. We knew when we were going to get a fiber rollout, that was the way we were going to future-proof ourselves. And when that changed to this mixed technology mode, we all said this is not going to work. And here we have the biggest tech company on the planet, arguably Google, saying they can't roll out their latest software package into our country. Why? Because our internet won't sustain it. What more have I got to say? I want to go surfing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Go
So I
ahead,
mean,
Henrik.
I had to look at the like bandwidth requirement. Like, unfortunately, they only say bandwidth, so they don't like specifically say upload and download speeds.
Right, right.
And also, like, Stadia is not going to be like what it was advertised to be like earlier this year. So, this whole thing of like streaming like to YouTube and all that is will not work for
Wow.
now.
That's how they pitched
Yeah.
it, though. That's what they pitched. Stream it to YouTube.
Exactly. That's what they pitched,
Yeah.
and that's not what's happening.
Oh
Not
shit.
at least not like to start up with. So it's
Uh,
not actually what they advertised. What they advertised it to be.
hang on, hang on. Is that across the board, like across the whole rollout, or just the Australia rollout?
No, no, across the board.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Ah, I did not know this.
So that
But
is to
but I,
come.
I
They're
w-
still saying it'll come later,
okay.
but like at the rollout, like on November 19, that will not be available.
I gotta say, I watched that initial Stadia announcement way back, and we did a live stream based around that, and I noted that every subsequent press release or mention of Stadia never included the YouTube component, because all I was caring about is how can I filter this into my YouTube channel and put up a notification that gives a minute is going live on Minecraft. Do you want to join him in the game? Because that's what they pitched. And I noticed, and Hendrik, you just put this into place. I noticed that every time they talked about it after that, they never mentioned that. So you're telling me that's been dropped?
To start off with anyway, like, because I mean my first thoughts were like, like, I mean, okay, so if they're not gonna like roll it out in Australia, big deal. What I'll do is I'll use it through a VPN.
Oh yeah, yeah. But then you're sending data to a streaming another server, and then to the, you know what I'm saying? Like goes through the VPN and blah 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 blah. If you've got a
Yes,
sketchy bandwidth already, you're going to have trouble doing that as well.
exactly, exactly. I mean, like, so through my mobile, like my internet is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what I was thinking of doing. So I mean, like, I use a VPN a lot of the time, especially to like get content from Germany,
Right. Yep.
which is like geo blocked.
Yes, a lot of it
and-
is. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I just use a VPN for that, and like,
Sorry,
you know-
Hendrik, I'm going to just jump in here because I can hear the stream wrapping up.
Okay, cool.
Thanks for calling in. I did want
No
to
worries.
comment. Benny made a comment saying the technology that is about to unfold over the next few years will change everything. And yes, but will we be able to use that tech here if we don't have the infrastructure, Benny? Hendrik, I'm going to say thanks for calling in, dude. Catch you next time, buddy. Have a pleasant
cheers,
day.
buddy.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for
you
your
too.
thoughts.
Okay.
Just to
Cheers.
wrap-
See you later, mate.
Thanks,
Yeah.
buddy. Just to
Okay,
wrap up
cheers, bye.
the chat here in the stream, I want to say thank you to everybody who's made comments on this topic. I think this is an important topic. I want to use gaming at some point, but it sounds like it might not be happening as I thought it would be happening. Hendrik's given us new information, and it kills me to say it, but I think it's not going to happen for me. That's sad to hear. I'm just saying that's very sad to hear. DLE Crystal Gaming says bye. I was going to say have a great day, folks. Benny says peace. I'm seeing I've done some math incorrect, but the stream is still running, and 73 minutes is 1 hour and 13 minutes, isn't it? 60 and 73. Why is my stream still running right now? I thought this would be ending right now. I might have done the math incorrectly. This could have been a 74-minute stream. See you later on DLive. Yeah, I will be on DLive, every day DLive. I'm going to be surfing and then creating the super quick wave a day edit for DLive. I'll probably do a slightly later DLive stream today, just so that we can have a few drinky poos and play some links and listen to some music. That's the game plan. See you later on DLive. So thanks, everybody. Again, I cannot hear... Have I done the maths wrong, folks? Is 1 hour and 14 minutes... 1 hour and 14, that is 74 minutes, isn't it? Mindy, you kill me. What have I done wrong here? Why is this not ending? I spoke about how this is all done through the Stream Deck, but if I've entered the wrong number, I feel like I've done something wrong here. Let me just pull up. We're going a longer stream here, folks. Hey Siri, how long is 73 minutes in hours?
73 minutes is 1.22 hours.
1.22. You've got the maths right. Your flux capacitor is broken. Hang on a second. How long have we been live for? Well, I haven't changed this since last week, except for adding I add 6,000 milliseconds to the last week's stream. So I think I've got the maths wrong. 74 minutes is correct, but is this stream a 74-minute stream or an 84-minute stream? How have I done this? I'm just bringing up my math. I've got a little sticky note here. So this stream should be 73 minutes, but we've gone for an hour and 15. Been live for 74 minutes. Why is it not ending then? Well, what should we do, folks? Should we just go ahead and continue streaming, or should I just end this at... Now I've been live for 75 minutes. Well, very strange. Very, very strange. It says... I'm just going to look at the stream here. I don't see the information about 70. I'm perplexed as to why this isn't ending the stream. The delay for stream is correct. Folks, do you want to have a longer stream? And by the way, this kind of kills me because you know me and the gives a minute thing and the minute getting longer, and we've just gone on for a longer format stream when I don't have the time to do that. Well, hang on a second. Let me bring up a millisecond converter. How many minutes is 74 minutes in milliseconds? Convert minutes to milliseconds. 74 minutes is 4,004,440 milliseconds. Now, if I bring up my stream deck, this is all riveting content, folks. 4 million. Very, very strange. I think I might have put an extra zero in. I think that might be what this is, folks. I might have put an extra zero in. We could be going for the long haul today. Let me have a look at what I've done here. 44 million. What time are you catching a wave? Pretty much now, Charlotte Rose. I should be catching a wave right about now. I should be going out there for my wave. Let me have a look at this. 4 million.
Money's too tight for steak.
Benny Crawford.
Toward the internet.
Toward the internet. Are you seriously? You donating to me? Wow. Okay. Well, I did my maths right. The stream deck just did not end the stream. I'm going to end the stream right now, whatever this works out to be.